Time now for Sid Sixero. This is where I get 60 seconds to talk with my face. Start the clock, please. Here's what's on my mind this morning. At some point, the Buffalo Bills were going to come back down to earth. At some point, all the stress of the last few weeks after watching teammate Damar Hamlin nearly die of a heart attack on the field was going to catch up to them in both a physical and mental sense. It happened yesterday afternoon as Buffalo began their playoff journey. The Miami Dolphins are not good. They were playing their third-string quarterback due to injuries, and they nearly won. Why? Because the Bills, at various moments of this game, looked fried mentally. Way too many mistakes by this team. Josh Allen threw a pair of interceptions, plus he fumbled once here, which led to a Miami touchdown. Bills, however, pulled it out, winning 34-31. They move on to the quarterfinal round of the NFL playoffs next week, barely. Said Allen after the game, quote, "Doesn't matter how we win, it's if we win." Look, if they look like that next week against Cincinnati, by the way, there will be no win of any kind to speak of. 3 p.m. Eastern Sunday in Buffalo. Don't you dare miss it. Whenever JD Bunkis of Sportsnet 590, The Fan, comes on the show, Pasha Balloon sends a bunch of balloons. I don't know if you know this, but it's time to celebrate every time JD is on. It's also Blue Monday, so we want to put a smile on your face. JD, good morning, brother. Look, a win is a win is a win in the playoffs. I understand what Josh Allen is coming from, but I wasn't completely shocked by that performance yesterday. What was your take?
No, well, first of all, I think it's amazing. This is how perfect sports are. The Bills go 17 years with a playoff drought, and now we're talking about barely winning playoff games. How dare they barely win playoff games? The entitlement of the Buffalo Bills fans already. I absolutely love it. I think this has been the story for them for the last few weeks, which is just when Josh Allen turns the ball over, the Bills put themselves in trouble. The guy's a mutant. He sees the field completely different than I would say 99% of quarterbacks in the NFL. He's one of the best. And I guess every once in a while, that forces him to try to do things that other people can't, and that results in turnovers. Like, you look at that game, their defense was okay. I thought that Gabe Davis stepped up, which was massive for them because they've been craving that second weapon basically all season long. What's going to come down to has been the same thing that we've seen all season long. If Josh Allen takes care of business, takes care of the football, the Buffalo Bills are probably going to beat you. If he doesn't, they put themselves in trouble.
So now we look ahead because, as fate would have it, the Bills and the Bengals will meet this coming Sunday. That was the matchup, if you'll remember, when Damar Hamlin suffered the heart attack on the field. That game was not played. It wasn't finished for obvious reasons. Look, JD, there have been 3 teams above all else in the AFC all year: KC, Buffalo, Cincinnati. Cincinnati and Buffalo are going to go head-to-head here. How do you see that playing out?
I like Buffalo. I think that if you just looked at what happened to Cincinnati this past weekend, they got beat up. They're missing a lot of offensive linemen now. Their secondary didn't look particularly good. Like, if you want to talk about which defense didn't really hold up, Tyler Huntley, the backup for the Baltimore Ravens, I thought moved the ball pretty effectively. Baltimore was able to run the ball. If the Bills can just, again, get a second weapon, whether it be Dawson Knox, whether it be Gabe Davis again, someone else that helps out that Diggs-Allen connection, I just like their chances in this game. I like the way that the Buffalo Bills have rushed the passer, and the fact that, yeah, again, Cincinnati's down 3 offensive linemen. I just don't know how they're going to be able to protect Burrow.
Finally, we've got about 30 seconds. Are the NFL playoffs the best kind of playoffs? Like, what touches this?
March Madness, first round of NHL playoffs, maybe this is what touches it. It's hilarious, right? Because all of these gambling spreads were, every game was 9.5. Every game was supposed to be a blowout. This was supposed to be like the least interesting weekend in football. And what we ended up with is 99-yard defensive touchdown passes, Skylar Thompson scaring Bills fans half to death. You know, the Seahawks putting the fear. All of a sudden, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, scoring 3 touchdown passes in playoff games. It was incredible. Like, what a weekend for football fans. It was like, you told me to come on here and talk about the Bills. I had to almost just like refresh in my notes what happened at that game because this weekend was so insane.
Yeah, there's a lot to get to on the JD Bunkis podcast, 9 to 11 weekdays on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. JD, good stuff, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks. See you soon.
What a weekend it was, for sure. All right.